All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, share, and I will, and I will, and I will rest therein. I'm just going to come with a message, a pretty good one. Um, and I will say that I title it the message, Never Will Awaken. Um, that's something Sister Deborah, as a prophetess, must embrace. Never will awaken. Why? Because we're in that hour of those minutes. We're running up on the minutes now. And people are more asleep than they are awakened. And matter of fact, I believe many have fallen asleep because of what is before them, what's in the midst of them, what is actually going on. It's better if they're not aware. It's better for them if they don't know what is to come, what was, or what's coming, or what's going to be. It says it's almost like it's better not knowing than to know. They do better off not knowing than to know. And I believe many have fallen asleep purposely. And for that reason, not just that reason alone, but many other reason, never will awaken. Uh, and this is going to be a pretty good topic because, as I said to you all before, hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. Like I said to you all several times, that we are walking all up and down Revelation. Revelation used to be a book no one wanted to enter in. And as a young person, I did. I entered in, but I saw so many different um, creatures and things of that nature. It just kind of frightened me. So Revelation did. It frightened me. Even though I knew that uh, victory rests in Revelation, I still was frightened because I didn't fully then, as a young girl, little girl, know what it was about. All these different beasts and different things happening. I got kind of lost in it, but I always took out time every maybe couple of times a year to go into Revelation, not knowing what it was really saying. But I come tonight to say to you that Revelation is, uh, uh, to me, a good closure. It's a good, um, I like it. I love it, matter of fact, because it shows victory and it shows my Father in a different way. And in Revelation, you just can't go in there and read it and understand it. It holds a mystery within a mystery. You see what I'm saying? It holds power within power. I like it because I know that his right hand is all up in there. You think he was in there in the beginning of Genesis, when he said, let, bam, that right hand brought it forth. So let, bam. Oh, but let me tell y'all something. In Revelation, that right hand is throwing down. That right hand is throwing down. You hear me? So that is actually what's taking place in Revelation. And I'm going to tell y'all something about Revelation and the world and Satan today. Sister Deborah have gotten a chance through the Ruach HaKodesh to fully understand what is actually taking place. And somewhat, I kind of can really embrace it because, like I said, that's my Father's victory. That's his right hand cutting up from the floor up in Revelation. That's his right hand. That's not Satan. That's not his demons. That's not the beast. That's not the dragon. That's the Father's right hand cutting up from the floor. You know, I try to give an example of Job to you all, and I don't know if you really gripped it in the spirit realm. And if you really gripped it in the spirit realm, you'll see that Satan was amongst the sons of Yah, while Yah was in the was present with them, and he come in their midst. You know, he knew that you can come all around what Ahia got prepared all you want, but that's all you gonna do is look. You gonna stand back and observe. Who spoke? Ahia, saying, what's the deal? He said, I'm going to and fro. He said, oh, what's up? That's my Father in heaven, y'all. What's up? Satan said, I'm just going, to and fro, seeing whom. He knew he had to still come to the Father's gate. You go to and fro, but when you go to and fro, you still got to come before me. Praise the mighty God. See, you think you know him. You don't know him. You don't know how he rumble. You don't know how he rumble. You don't know my Father, Ahia. You don't know him. Because even Satan, when he approached the Father with the sons of Yah, you got ignorant people trying to place the sons of Yah as fallen angels. And I'm going to tell you all, do a study on that fallen angels, and you'll realize what people are saying. These are people adding on. Since they can't figure it out, they just add it on, make it sound good, make it feel good to them. But in the reality, can't nothing fall. Can't nothing fall. He said that which is bound in heaven, loosed, is bound on earth. According for it to be loosed from heaven, it can't get to the earth until heaven loose it. So ain't nobody falling by accident. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is where they supposed to be. You see? Let's take for instance the sower, as the parable of the sower and the seed and the sower sowing the seed. The seeds couldn't go on stony ground on its own. The seeds couldn't go on by the wayside. The seeds couldn't go in thorns. Wait a minute, sower, what are you doing? What you doing, Father Yah? Oh, Deborah, I'm sowing the seeds where I know they should be. There go that right hand again. See, we are so messed up from the floor. I have embraced the fact, never will they awaken. They won't. Because just the basic things, they are turning into a lie and turning words to deceive people just in the name of subscribers and likes. They don't care if they got it or not. So they rather fall asleep as long as they awaken to trying to gain something here on this earth. Subscribers, likes, and a little check. Now they awaken to that. But awaken to spirit and truth, baby, let me tell you something. These people are so far from what is. So you go to Job, and you really, if you really are in the spirit of it, and you sit there and you hear how the Father kind of is leading Satan, in which, you want to try one of mine. I want to tell you what, won't you try mine? Job, he's mine. Come on, try. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Even Satan knows. He didn't know that in Job. I mean, he didn't just know that in Job. He knew that when he was in the garden. And guess what? He knew it right. He knows it about it right now. That the Father is the first and the last. And he's the beginning and the end of any and everything. So we want to give Satan and our flesh, because our flesh is our worst enemy. But we want to give Satan all this power and this authority. Satan sitting here looking at y'all like y'all crazy. And I don't blame him. You think I'm gonna touch Job? I ain't finna bother Job. I ain't finna bother Job. I ain't finna bother Job. I know what's up. I know that power of heaven and earth and all the power ever is in that right hand. Just because you all are still sleep and never gonna wake up and don't know nothing about the right hand and the stretched out arm, don't mean Satan don't. Satan know about that right hand. Satan know about that stretched out arm. But here you all done live all these years and still haven't awakened to no more than your forefathers and your forefathers and your forefathers. And could care less. You see? So never will they awaken. And I have to embrace that. So when I'm teaching, I'm going to teach it the way the Father gives it to me in the fullness to blind people and to those who have an ear to hear. Because they can't, the blind can't see nor can they hear. But yet when I speak, I'm going to speak to he that has an ear, and the blind is just going to be able to hear it, but they ain't going to hear it. They're going to be able to hear it, but they ain't going to hear it. They're going to be able to hear it, but they ain't going to hear it. Now let's get there. So there go Job. That example with Job is like saying, okay, here it is, Job. Come on over here. I mean, here Satan was over there, came in the midst of where the sons of Yah and Yah was, and he, and the father asked him, wait a minute, hold up, where are you going? What's the deal? He said, I'm just going to and fro, seeing to whom I may. He was really trying to get an okay from a higher. He was trying to get some direction from the Father. Do you know of anybody I can go to? Or do you know? That's why he's in the midst of them, y'all. So that's why the Father said, wait, hold up. Have you tried my servant Job? Satan knew already that right hand was already on Job. He knew that right hand. That right hand was already shielding Job. Satan ain't crazy. He said, I ain't going there. I ain't going. Both times the Father, how would I say it, ushered Satan to Job. And each time Satan told him, I ain't going there. I ain't finna mess with that right hand. I know what that right hand is. And here today, that right hand is cutting up from the floor up in Revelation, and everybody walking around here waiting for next Christmas. And don't even understand or can even behold what is in the midst of them right now in this hour. And yes, we're in the midnight hour. The trumpet already been blown, y'all. The trumpet was blown. We're in the midnight hour. Judgment is on the earth, along with the fire under his feet. So where are we at? Caught off in corners, sleep, and trying to teach as if we woke. And we is teaching people why we sleep. Ain't that deep? Ooh, Father, y'all, where did that come from? They teaching why they sleep. And that's a sad way to go. That's a sad way to go. Because that means they're not getting anything but dead messages from those that sleep. They're not even awakening themselves to give you any light nor spirit and truth. So in Job's situation, each time Satan came in the presence, he was really trying to come around a higher so he can lead him somewhere where he can devour. He can cut up. You see? But he was going, what? Well, why are you over here bothering me? Talking about you going to and fro. What you doing over here with us? Oh, well, I can't do nothing until you give me the okay. See? He has the sense. But you all running around here thinking you awaken. And we're portraying roles as if Ahia has called us to these roles, and we holier than thou. We got it A to Z, and we know this book, and we just don't even understand. We don't know nothing. Only the Ruach HaKodesh knows all things. And without him in you, teaching you, leading you, guiding you, showing you, revealing to you, comforting you, you ain't got nothing because you still sleep. Now, let's get to it. Now, we're all up in Revelation. And people sleep. I saw a video And it disturbed me. But then again, I was happy. It disturbed me first. But then when the Spirit of the Most High comforted me with spirit and truth, I began to feel happy about this thing. Just as I can speak about Satan going after Job and going in the presence of the Father, I'm speaking it out of a happy. You notice that? I'm happy when I'm speaking about Satan in the presence of my Father, is because he knows how to honor your Father in the heaven, and you don't. You see what I'm saying? He know how to respect my Father, and we're going to go there. What has happened? I seen a video that disturbed me, but the moment I finished viewing the video, I began to say, well, wait a minute, hold up, Father. Wait a minute, hold up. No, they ain't. I've told you all. Now wake up now. Wake up. Wake up to what I'm about to say. I told you all. What is this here? Oh, you can tell I'm not watching, huh? Sister Deborah's not even looking at the live. Let me get this here. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't even see. Okay. Let me tell y'all what happened. I told you all that Bill Gates, UN, had a meeting, nationwide television, and the elites, it was just two of them. They was on a big stage just by themselves. And they had a whole audience. And all of these, all three of them spoke separate days. And they was away from each other, give or take. One probably a month. Bill Gates came last. The other one a month prior. And the other one is about a week prior to the second one, the first one. And then the second one came a week after. And Bill Gates came a month after. And they're telling you what they are about to do. I'm going to tell y'all do not know my Father. You do not know the Father, the creator that I know. You do not know him. Because if you did, you'll be praising him and jumping for joy. Watch this here. I sit back and I watch the threes of very powerful, wealthy people who he said in Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4 that he created the evil for the days of wicked and evil. So therefore, according for things to go in his order, he allowed evil and wicked to be set up from the floor in a different and a very powerful way in these last days. It's needed. I praise the Father for that, because it, you know what, honestly, I think it should be, I think the Father's fire should be a little bit hotter. That's me as an individual. Or I think his power, or let's say his fire should be a little bit hotter than it is today. I think it should be a little higher. So hotter. And I think because I see straight through with what he's doing, and I see people dead sleep. But when that fire hit their tails, they're going to awaken, but they're going to die from that fire. You see what I'm saying? You know, the smoke going to get them and the fire going to burn them. So they're not going to be able to wiggle out of this deep, heavy sleep that they're in. Okay. Now this is what happened. Bill Gates, UN and the elites had announced that they're planning on destroying at least 50% of the population on the earth. One thing they're saying, they just not talking about the United States. They said on the earth. And I think that's where Russia is not going to participate at that level. Okay. But everyone else will be. I don't know if all of them, but a lot of them will be participating in it because the UN, they all got together and came up with this, you all, years ago. So it's a plan that already been signed off. It's no one can go to that plan and say, let's erase this plan and go to the drawing board and do something different. They can't even do that. It's already been signed off on the earth and in the heavens. It's already signed off. So it's nothing Sister Deborah can say or do, or nothing no one else can do that would erase or change the pattern of what is about to take place and have taken place. Now watch here. So when they said that, okay, I'm like, okay, I can grip that. I know that's you loosing that for them. They can't do that, Father. If heaven don't loose it, it can't be loosed on earth for them to do it. That's going back to show y'all why he should be feared. Because if he's the one that created evil and wicked, wouldn't you be more fearful of he that created that type of power and life and death? Wouldn't you be more fearful of him? These people today ain't fearful of nothing about the Most High, because they put him in, like, to me, they put him like a weak man. I ain't even put him like a man. I ain't even put the Father like a man. They mindset consider him. Yeah, but that's the truth though, because that's what it says in Romans chapter 1. They think he's like unto them. You see, they think he weak like they are. Okay, but I'm gonna show you where the brand of being feared is something that has to be spiritual put in you, because when that brand of fear is in you, you know who you dealing with. You know you ain't gonna be messing around with trying him at anything, because you know what he can do. Okay, let's get there. So today, Bill Gates had already announced that they excited about 2025. But what people didn't understand is he put a date, a year on it to let you know it's going to run all the way up until 2025. Really, honestly, that's the end game. I mean, the end time game. Now, I'm going to say it right. That's the end of what they're going to do is in the year 2025. They're hoping to be able to call it a success in the year 2025. So what happens? It's already starting. It started already. Okay. So this is what happened. I went to pull it up again and hate that I was driving and I wanted to bring it up when I heard him, and I just couldn't stop and do it. And I said, when I get home, I'm gonna do it. And I've been here trying to pull it up. Guess what he said, y'all? Bill Gates says, this is what he said. I just saw it. He said he's standing up and he's like on a forum, and he said that he, in a sense, got he's over all of the crop, not the crop, yeah, that too, but the cattle, and what they decided to do. And this is how he said it, y'all. So what we're doing is we are giving the cattle, giving them, we're vaccinating them. And he put you should see his smile. He said, he knew what he was talking about. So that same V that they're putting in people and people running to get a shot is they're giving it to the cattle. So the meat that we're going to eat are going to have this already in it. And he announcing it, and you should have seen the smile. And his smile sent me a sign. His smile sent me a sign, you know. And when I saw it, when he was saying it, I said, you know you didn't. And he did this smirky smile while he continued to talk. In a sense, we got him now. We got them good. Because they know that people is not going to stop eating meat. And what they're doing, that same shot. So what if you don't get it? Guess what? They putting it through other ways. You see what I'm saying? Have y'all ever read it where he said, you shall drink poison and it shall not harm you? The reason why it's not going to harm you, if you have the Ruach HaKodesh, his right hand power will keep you from dying and hurting from the poison. If you shall drink it, it shall not harm you. He ain't telling you to go drink it and take it. He said, if it did, it shall not harm you. Why? Because greater is in you than he that's in the world. You meaning saying they can't override him in you, and he's not going for it. He's not going to allow it to affect you like it would everybody else. You see? So he's saying that it would have to go in and bounce off. You know what I'm saying? It won't be able to even abide in you, because greater is he that is in you. That's why I say to you all, we shouldn't be putting substance into our bodies, drinking alcohol, taking all kind of drugs, and thinking that we good, because we want to give our flesh the pleasure of being healed, or the pleasure of feeling good. And that's what they do when they feel drinking. They drinking to take things out of their minds. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Most people are not drinking want to drink. People are trying to erase a lot of things that's going on in their lives, and this is one way they found out that they can. But when you have the Holy Spirit resting and residing in you, baby, you can't be taking all that stuff. This is why you know that these people who drink, I don't care, they'll turn around and tell you, ain't nothing wrong with a little wine. It ain't nothing wrong with drinking as long as you get drunk. Baby, let me tell you something. Everything you take in, you're taking it in when it goes into the mouth. You see, you're taking it inside the body where the temple is, where a higher reside in you. You see? But see, they don't want to teach you all that. They don't want to preach that to you. They don't want to teach you all. They don't even want to cover that. But let me show y'all something. Y'all, this lesson is going to be really good. Listen to this. So Bill Gates said they're going to put the vaccine in the cattle. So that means the pigs, the cow, the goats, the sheep, and they breed in them, in a sense, like clone. But he said that they're going to we're going to vaccinate the cattle. And he's put a smile on his face like, we got him now. It's the what. And to me, I felt that was a sign. But then I was a little angry, because I said, how could people say that they are awakened, say that they know truth, say that they see the light, and they understand? It's impossible, Father. They don't understand what's going on. Let's go there. Okay, so this is what made me embrace what Bill Gates said. I'm gonna show y'all. Let's go to Revelation chapter 6. Okay, Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. Let's go to Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. So, what you all don't understand, it's no needing us that are born of the Spirit to be angry with the way the world is going to take on their mission. Once you come to spirit and truth, you got to embrace this, just like the curse. They'll never get the curse, but you got to salute it, because you still know who holds all the power. Where? In his right hand. When I first got on here, I've been teaching people about his right hand and his stretched out arm. If you don't know that, you might as well go on somewhere and sit down. If you don't know Genesis 1 and 2, and you don't see how it was his perfect will, you might as well go on somewhere and sit down. You still lost. You still sleep. Now listen to this. In Genesis chapter 6, and we're going to start at verse 8. And I think I'm going to rest therein, right in verse 8. And it reads, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his name that sat on, and his name that sat on him was Death. Okay. And hell followed with him. So that pale horse name that sat on him not the horse itself, but it says was a pale horse. And the name, look at that name, y'all. His name, okay, that sat on that pale horse was death, and hell followed with him. So they came together, okay? Listen to this. And power was given. Power was given. Power was given. Do you understand what that power is? The power of his right hand has released it to come down with he that's on the pale horse called death and hell. Now watch this here. And power was given unto them. You see them? You see them? Watch this here. Over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. You see the beasts? That's cattle, y'all. Praise the mighty Yah. Listen to this now. Listen to it again. That's why I say to you all, when I heard him say that, it hurt me so bad. I said, Father, they've been killing the people through the meat, through the cattle. But listen to this. Revelation chapter 6, verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his name that sat on the horse, on him, was death, and hell followed with him. Okay? And power was given to them. To them. It was he that was on the pale horse, named Death, and hell followed with him. And the power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death. Now you look at this and you will see where it says a fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword. You would think that was death, but watch this here. And with hunger and with death. So killing with the sword is one thing, but with death falling upon people, just dying. And with the beasts and with the beasts of the earth. This beast right here of the earth. He's letting you know the cattle that we have on the earth. And with the beasts of the earth. Bill Gates is correct by putting that B in that cattle. Because once they kill that cattle and we eat it, what does it say? And with the beasts of the earth. Hunger, the sword, okay, death, and the beasts of the earth. That's what Bill Gates and them doing. Exactly. See, heaven got to release that down, y'all, before they can be able to orchestrate it. Now, they got it planned. They just waiting on him to release it. He has released it. They have spoken it. And now it's coming to play. You see what I'm saying? See, while we sitting here dead sleep, a higher is releasing all kind of activities or prophecies from the heaven. And we sitting around here sleep as sleep can be. In pitch midnight sleep. And calling ourselves awaken. They'll never awaken. They will never awaken. Here, let's go over it again. Revelation chapter 6, Now, Bill Gates says now they're going to put the vaccine in the cattle. Okay. In verse 8, Revelation chapter 6, verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. Now you got to understand, you got to see it from a standpoint of heaven releasing this sort of power. You see? But when they get it down here, he just showing you how it's going to destroy us. You get what I'm saying, y'all? He just showing you how he is releasing these things into their hands, y'all. You see? So that's why Sister Deborah keep telling y'all, why y'all sitting around here playing patty cake, baker, man, and sitting here listening to all these clowns on this devil platform lie to y'all and deceive y'all. Satan has got his from the heavens and gone. While everybody walking around sleep, calling themselves awaken. Okay, now listen to this. Revelation chapter 6, verse 10. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. This is heaven telling you the way he brought it down to them, the way he loosed it from the heavens to them. What they do with it when they get down here, it's on them. He loosed it to them. What is loose, what is bound in heaven is bound on the earth. But until heaven loose it, the earth cannot receive it and loose it out until us. They can't do anything until the heavens has released it. Okay, now watch this here. Now y'all know the other horses had something to do with the other thing that they had out. Now watch this here. Now it says, death and hell followed with him. Listen to that, with him. And power was given to them. So when you see Bill Gates, what's that, UN and the elites taking this power and authority and swinging it like they the kings of the whole earth. Because if you really, I'm going to show y'all how powerful my Father right hand is and what he does and why he should be feared. Now listen to this. Did you all know it's not enough of them to control this whole earth and to do what they're doing? It's impossible for them to do that without a higher releasing it, y'all. It is impossible. Why? It's not enough of them, nor is the power. They don't have the power to do the things that they're doing to us. Heavens must release it. And I like how he calls it. He calls it a pale horse, and hell followed. Okay? And hell followed because hell is a form of grave. Okay? Now watch this here. And you remember where I told you Obama had I think they said what, like 50 million caskets made in his when he was in term. Y'all don't remember that? Oh yes, look it up on your internet. And they made out of the black plastic. I mean, not plastic. That hard stuff, whatever. It's like plastic. But he made a whole bunch of them. And why would he do that? That many of them. No one ever questioned it. And you should be able to pull it up on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube, on Google and see them. Now, why would he build those back in that time? Y'all just don't know. Now, watch this here. Now, I want you to understand how heaven's calling it out. Now, heavens is not telling you. He's telling me. I'm not asleep. I'm awakened. That's why I know what he's talking about. Okay, now listen to this. And it says, and power was given. See, they can't, Bill Gates, the elites, and UN can't do what they do. It's too many of us for them to be able to control us. Y'all think now, you guys. It's too many of us for them to control us. Even in this country alone, it's just too many. Over in China, too many. It's too many for them to control us. It's not that many of them. But it's so many of us for them to control us. You see how they can get the upper hand over us, which they done a wonderful job. Excellent. Perfect job this last time. Perfect. They had you locked down in your house, your job, your stores. You mask up, knowing that mask didn't play a role in nothing that they had planned. All the things they had you away from your family, friends, co-workers. They had you away from them for almost 2 years. And nobody opened their mouth and said a word. Because they sleep, y'all. They ain't gonna wake up out of this. They ain't gonna wake up. It's walking into a one-world system. And they can't get it into a one-world system until they eliminate the population. So they got to do any and everything they can to bring that one-world system into play. But they can't do it without the help of the Most Higher releasing it. Okay, now let's go. Now in Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8, it says, and the power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. Now, if you think of the fourth part of the earth, that's a lot of people, y'all. That's not half, but that's a lot. But just think about what happened 2 years ago. So if they're going to get a fourth part in this stage, they're not calling it a fourth part. They're calling the shot to the point where they're trying to get 50%. So half instead of a fourth. But listen to what it says. Given unto them over, he's giving them the power over the fourth part of the earth to kill with what? A sword. And to kill with hunger. And to kill by death. And to kill with beasts of the earth. So that's why they have to get control over the crop and the cattle. The crop is not in here. The seeds and the planting and all, it's not in here. But I'm speaking of when it says the beasts. Believe me, that's the cattle. That's why he has to have dominion over it. Don't think that they have not come to their conclusion and how they're going to do everything based on what they've read. But they also have to wait on the Father to release it, you see, unto them so they can take it and put it where they have plot to do their evil and wicked for the days of evil and wicked. Okay. Anybody have any questions regarding that? Okay. So now when Bill, remember I told you I was disappointed that Bill Gates said that. And then I was happy because my Father's power. I know his right hand. I know his stretched out arm. So I'm good. I'm good. Here it is right here. I'm good because I'm not asleep, you guys. I'm waiting for him to give me what I need to keep running in this race and be and holding on. Now, I'm going to show you. Now, Revelation is at the end of the book. Be careful with people telling you the Old Testament, what they call the old and new. It's no such thing as the old and new. But when you go into Revelation, be careful with people telling you that that's not true. Okay? That thing is walking itself out. And a lot of people will tell you it's not true because it is truth. Okay? Now, go to Leviticus 26. Now, we're going way back to Torah. Now, watch this here. Leviticus 26. Watch this here. Leviticus 26 and verse 21 through 22. Leviticus 26, verse 21 and 22. And verse 21 says, and if ye walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I would bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins. According to your sins. Don't mess with him, y'all. Don't try him. Don't run y'all tails around here and be talking about heathens and Gentiles doing this and doing that. My Father said your sin is going to be, he's going to pay a visit to your sins. See, all he have to do is say, drop something down for evil and wicked and evil to get on your tail. He don't have to even do anything. Just loose it from heaven. Bam! And it's on you. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. And I used to feel like that sometimes when I was younger, and I saw that I could go before him and with any issue. If I had issue with somebody, bam! That right hand took care of a job. It sure did. That's why I say I know who he is. I don't need nobody to tell me. I've seen what he's capable of doing. Everything he's saying in here, oh yeah, let's read that again. Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 21. And if ye walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins. Now, this is where it's at. Go to verse 22. Here we go. The next verse is 22. I would also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children, and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolated. Let's go over that again. Hold on, Father, y'all. You mean you gonna throw down like that? You gonna bring beasts in the midst? See, y'all better get it. You better get it. See, that's you see why I embrace what Bill Gates was saying now. Now I was bent, but now I'm not. I'm upright now. Because listen to what he says. Leviticus 26 and 21. Now that's way back in Torah, as they call it. Way back in the beginning. What did he say? Verse 21, Leviticus 26 and verse 21. And if ye walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you according to your sins. See, that's showing you right there. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. But do you think that stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people could care less? They could care less then like they do now. See? So don't think that what is happening, somebody bothering you. It's because of your wicked and your sin that you've been portraying toward my Father, the Creator, a higher, since the beginning of time. You stand your tail down and know that he is and who he is. Verse 22. Now, watch the beasts. And you'll know he's talking about cattle. Now, watch this here. I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolated. Now, what would these be? What would this be? 7 times more plagues according to your sin. These are plagues. So when you go back to Revelation, that's what Bill Gates is saying. That's why they are over these cattle. Because the cattle going to work against us, not for us. And we're going to want what we want. We don't care if he shoot it up with 20 million what is it? Vaccines. We're going to want more. The more they shoot them up, the more we want. Look at the chicken. They've been shooting them cattle with all kind of stuff, and we want it. Tommy, we want people be eating that bloated chicken. Don't eat that stuff, y'all. That stuff is not real. But they figured, oh, the bigger the better. Yeah, you about ignorant. You see? Now, we got another one to go to. Zacharias. Let's go to Zacharias. See what's going on up in there. Let's see what's going on. See, what I'm trying to show you all is that we got them bent because we sleep. And then somebody might say, well, is that a good thing that we sleep? They sleep? It's the worst of the worst. That means they ain't up to no good to be woke. Because it ain't gonna benefit them. Zacharias chapter 6. Zacharias chapter 6, verse 1 through 5. Let's go through that. Chapter 6, verse 1 through 5. Now listen to this. And I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came, four chariots out from between two mountains. Four chariots out from between two mountains. And listen what kind of mountains these are. And the mountains were mountains of brass. Mountain of brass. Okay. Now watch this here. Verse 2. In the first chariot were red horses. Okay. In the second chariot, a black horses. Okay. Verse 3. And in the third chariot, a white horse. Now watch this here. And in the fourth chariot, what was that? A grilled and bay horses. That's that horse that was in Revelation, that pale. That's what that was. Now watch this here. Then I answered and said unto the angel. See, this is heaven. This is heaven, y'all. Oh, yeah. They ain't gonna wake up, Father. Yeah, I get it now. See, I didn't know that. I get it today. I didn't get that at first. They ain't gonna wake up. See, and in verse 4, we in Zacharias chapter 6, verse 4. Then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, where are these, my Lord? What are these, my Lord? He was talking about the horses horses that was in the chariot. Each one, they had 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, they had the red, they had the black, they had the white, and they had the pale. Now you know where they belong, don't you? In Revelation, that's the same horses that he released. The one we just spoke about that had death and hell followed him, that was the pale horse. Here it called it bay horse, which is like a bay, they call it a bay horse, but it's still the same. It's talking about the same horse. Now, listen to this. In verse 4, Zechariah chapter 6 and verse 4, then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, what are these, my Lord? And the angels answered and said unto me, these are the 4 spirits. Hallelujah. These are the 4 spirits of heavens, which go forth from standing before a higher of all the. Wait a minute, let's read that again. Verse 5. And the angel answered and said unto me, these are the 4 spirits of the heavens, which go forth from standing before a higher of all the earth, the Lord of all the earth. Now see here, Let's go to 6. Let's go to 6, and then I'm going to stop there. Verse 6, the black horse which are therein goes forth unto the north country, and the white goes forth after them, and the grilled goes forth afterward the south country. Okay, so he's telling him in Zacharias, he was in the vision. Okay, and the angel were telling him these here horses was prepared by Ahiah. These are Ahiah's horses. So when you go to Revelation, when he's telling you about the pale horse being released, hey, that pale horse been waiting for quite a long time. Listen to how that pale horse was waiting. Listen to what he said. And the angel answered and said unto them, to me, these are the 4 spirits. These horses are the 4 spirits. Watch this here. Of the heavens, which go forth from standing before Ahiah of all the earth, the Lord of all the earth, the Lord of all the earth. But they standing there waiting. When you gonna send us? We ready. We stand here beholding the Father, waiting for him to release them. You know how long they've been waiting for this day. You see? But when you see how what Satan is doing on earth still got to connect what Ahiah is doing in the heavens, y'all. Earth can't override the heaven. That's why you know the people are still asleep and they bent up and they clowning. When they wake up from the natural, all they doing is clowning. Because I love this here, because this here in Zacharias, it leads me to understand this in here, but in Leviticus, it spoke of it, of the beast, and how he would pour out the plagues because of the sin of the house of Israel. And the beast is connected to that when he do that. And they're going to destroy your children and destroy your cattle. See? When he's talking, you guys, when the Father is talking, you'll never be awakened to understand what he's rumbling unless you are strictly walking in spirit and in truth. And what they call, some people might call, full of the Holy Spirit. You can't understand none of this. You see? So even in Zacharias, this here is telling them about, he's telling him in the vision what all those horses that's waiting for the Father, looking and standing there waiting. When are you going to send us? When are we going down? And what do? They be released right in the hands of wicked and evil so they can have something to have power to do the things that they're doing. You get it? Do you understand that? So that's one thing that's very important that many need to really understand. And with that being said, that also inform you that we need to put Ahiah where he needs to be. Whether he's going to be there to see us, I'm not, he's going to see all things, but if he's going to honor it or not, most likely he won't, because it's finished. But the ideal of us putting him where he belongs, all power, all authority. He got up the most powerful is power in his right hand. He got the most powerful length and power is in his stretched out arm that his right hand is connected to. We need to have more fear and know that we fear him, because what he shares with me, that's what gives me, how would I say, the strength to understand I have the spirit of fear. Is when he tells me stuff like this here. He ain't telling me stuff like this for me not to fear him. It's to fear him. Now, how you like me now, Deborah? What about this? What about this? Oh, you did that. You did that. That's what I'm saying. But these people, they're asleep. They are dead sleep. And I can say that. They are dead sleep. And they could care less. And in the midst of them sleeping, they're teaching people while they're asleep. They don't have no spirit and truth. They don't have any light. You know, with the light, you can see in darkness. You see? And you can teach because now you got light. But these people don't even have any light. No spirit and truth, no light, and don't care. Why? They done got away with it for so long. They done got away with not honoring him, not praising him, not leading the people to his bosom, not leading the people in the direction toward the light or to the narrow gate, because it's not in them, y'all. It hasn't been released to them, just like Satan. He has to release, heaven has to release to Satan and his wicked the things in which they can orchestrate. Same thing with you. He has to give that to you. He has to have had that planted in you for you to have the ability to know him like that. You see? Because I'm going to show you the reason why he was telling the angels to mark him in the forehead is because he got them marked in the spirit. Mark them in the forehead was saying, mark their mind. For what? So it can be stayed on me at all times. Mark their mind so they can be stayed on me at all times. And that's why Sister Deborah can actually title this message, Never Will They Awaken. Because when he had the angels to mark, you know what? I'm trying to figure out what verse that was in Revelation. And he told them, he sent another angel down to tell the four angels which went down to interfere with the sea, the land, the trees. And he said, tell them don't mess with none of that until they have marked his in the forehead. And what they do when they mark them in the forehead, okay, their mind is stayed on a higher. Their mind is geared to him. You see? So that's another reason why Sister Deborah will be telling y'all, you need to go to the altar or go into the closet and really do some, and don't do some really, I call it spiritual searching yourself. Because if your mind is not stayed on him and not focused on him and how you can please him and how you can praise him and uplift him and give him all praise and honor, then you are not marked. These people are asleep. They are not marked in their forehead. And they're thinking that he's coming to get them because all they have to know is that they are the true, Hebrew Israelites. We the true Jews, so he coming to get us. Okay. Time, we in the last hour. We were finna run up on the minutes. We'll see about that. Okay. He is, and I want you all to understand it. That's why everything makes so much sense to me. And want me to tell you what it brings me? It brings me to a level of embracing the bee that's about to come. I mean, it's already out. What they're doing, embracing. And even with, I would hate to, the sad part is about it. This is another part I have to embrace, is that my children might not be in there with me, but it's okay. It's okay, Deborah. So a lot of this stuff he's given me, it is a comfort that I must stay in the race while he comfort me through the finish line. Praise the mighty God. So if anybody in the live chat have any question, you can bring it forth. And it was a Revelation 7. Good. Let me go there then. Thank you so much, sweetie. Revelation 7. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let me see if I think it's verse 1, right? Revelation chapter 7. After these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the trees. Okay. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of Ahiah, of the living Ahiah. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels. You see, that's the four. You see how the other angels cried out. That other angel having the seal, he cried with a loud voice to the other four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Now, who's releasing that? Who's releasing that? And just because the Father is releasing them in Revelation, that don't mean they have fallen. They're not fallen angels, because he's telling them to hurt the earth. See, that's what people don't understand. They need to stop talking about fallen angels. They don't know what they're talking about. But they've been manipulating and deceiving people for so long, they feel that's all they can do. And they don't have no problem. They make it so easy to do that. And people run to them too. Deceive me, please deceive me, so I can fall asleep a little longer. That's how it appeared to me. Now listen to this. And Revelation chapter 7, verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living higher. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Okay? And just because he gave them that, he loosed it to them angels to hurt the earth and the sea, that don't mean they fallen angels, y'all. That's why people need to shut their mouth talking about fallen angels. Ain't no angel down here fair. Every angel was assigned on this earth. Ain't nobody fair. And that's what tells me that people are asleep. And they sleep. And the moment they wake up in the flesh, they want to deceive. They want to be on Satan's side to deceive people. Because that's all they've been known. Now listen to this. And going back, he releasing these angels. Remember, he released death and hell followed to kill, to release. He gave them the power to kill. That don't mean they fallen angels. See, we're bent. See the mindset of people? They want to call everything fallen angels because they don't understand nothing. So they category, oh, it's a fallen angel. You don't know what you're talking about. Get somewhere and sit down. You've been clowning for too many years on this devil platform and ain't brought out no spirit of truth or no light. Okay. Now, he was telling them, the other angel that had the seal of the living Ahia, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Now, this is what was said, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of Ahia in their foreheads. Now, this seal is not a seal. That's why I try to explain to y'all, 666 ain't gonna go up here, y'all. Or 666 ain't gonna go on their hand or their forehead. You got to go beyond that and go into the spirit realm of what he's calling it. That's the way he's releasing it. But it don't mean that's the way Satan is going to orchestrate it. You see, he's releasing it. Now listen to this. And it says in verse 3, Revelation chapter 7, verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our Ahia in their forehead. Now, this is what he said. He told you in Revelation 10, it has been given, the mystery I'm finished. He said, I'm finished. That trumpet was getting ready to blow. And he said, when it get ready to blow, Ahia is finished. But it is given to his servants, the prophets. Anything else? That's letting you know if you want to know something. That's who it's going to be handed over to. Now, here he said that to seal till we have sealed the servants. See, they just assuming all the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. Jacob's children, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's seed. No, listen to what it said. Till we have sealed the servant. See, I'm tired of this. I am so fed up with this here. We have taken this whole book when we study, and we have represent every flesh in this body. We have represent everything flesh has done, said, conduct themselves and how they act. And we have mimicked it. Now, mimic. But we have not mimicked spirit and truth. We have not mimicked the things which are spirit. We have not mimicked the things which is put before us in a spiritual realm, because we are not spirit and truth. Now, here it is here. You know, you already done heard them say when the number is 144,000 of the tribe of the children of Israel. Right before that, when you go back up to verse 13, you first have to, I try to tell people, you cannot worship the flesh without worshiping the spirit. You have to worship and have put a higher first, his spirit in you, so it can identify you are his servant. You are his servants. 99.9, I'm going to hurt some feelings. People don't even know what they call as the servant. They don't know their purpose. They don't know their mission. All they know is that they want to say they are, but don't hold no position, none whatsoever, as a servant in a higher. He knows that he ordered his servants from the heaven. Where are they? That's why I say I have problems if somebody have to challenge me or question me. I know my purpose. I know my destiny, my purpose, my job in a higher. But just because you don't know who you are, don't mean I don't know who I am. I am the servant of the Most High, a higher, a prophetess in the wilderness, called, appointed, and anointed, and predestined by the Most High, a higher, and also been given the purpose to teach. I mean, the position to teach. That what makes me a servant in him, because he molded and shaped me before I was in my mother's womb for this position. So when he said to seal until we have sealed the servant of Ahiah, he didn't say until we have sealed the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. It's no such thing as the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah is going to the eternal heaven, y'all. It's no such thing. He never promised that to Abraham. Abraham barely made it in, not barely. He got in because he was in the sacrifice before the foundation of the world. Okay? And he offered Abraham's children the promised land, the best land on the earth. And they act a fool. And still acting a fool. Now, here we are here. And when this is going to help you all a great deal. When people are talking, they always monkey in with their monkey mouth and clowning. Right here, they cannot enter as one of the 144 unless you are the servants of a higher. So those angels didn't mark in the head the servants of the Most High, not the house of Israel and the house of Judah. I mean, the whole house of Israel and the whole house of Judah. No, only Ahiah's servants in the house of Israel and in the tribe of Judah. Y'all get that? Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. Let's go back there. Revelation chapter 7, verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants. And most of the servants are the prophets and the anointed ones, not the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. You're not entering in nothing of Ahiah because you are the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. They got you bent up and they got you bent down. Okay? That's on you though. It's telling you right here. He's talking to his servants. Now what you need to do is, thank you. And now what you need to do is go back into the book and pull up servants of Ahiah, and then it'll help you a great deal because you'll realize, wait a minute, that servant is a certain one. It ain't all of Israel. It ain't all of the tribe of Judah. It's not saying that. That's why I try to explain to y'all 144,000 is like 1%, barely 1%, and it might not even be 1%. And they hooping and hollering, we all going, we all going. Baby, please. Let me tell you something. Why haven't they figured that out? 144,000. Why haven't they figured that out? That's not a lot. That's not very many at all. That just shows you how gone they are. You know, this one man, he almost had me in tears. He said, he answered this one message, and he said, our people are destroyed. They are gone. Our people are totally destroyed. Now, when he said it, he don't even know the power of what he said. He don't even know the power of what he said. But I liked it. It kind of got sad because I realized he was speaking truth without even knowing truth. See? That's just sad. That's just how it is. It just shows you. It's sad, y'all. It's really sad. Now, here he says in verse 3. We're going to ride on that a little bit. Revelation chapter 7, verse 3. He's telling him to seal the servants of Ahiah. The servants of Ahiah. Now, you got to also understand something, what he's saying in here. He's telling him who have the seal of the living Yah. So the one that has the seal of the living Yah, he cried with a loud voice to the other angels to whom he was given to hurt the earth and the sea and the sea, and he told them and the trees, but don't do nothing to none of it until we have sealed the servants of Ahiah. And you're going to learn that the servants are the prophets, the prophetess, really those who serve in a position from the heaven. Meaning Ahiah had predestined them, ordained them, foreknew them, orchestrated, molded them, and shaped them, appointed them, anointed them. These are just not see, that's why I say it's kind of, it's sad and it ain't sad. Because when you look at it, everybody said, we going, oh, I'm good, so I'm going. No. Revelation telling you, servants of Yah, not the whole house of Israel, not the whole tribe of Judah, but only the servants. And that's what it says here. Seal the servants of Ahiah in their forehead. Now, forehead is not like put something here in their forehead, y'all. Seal it with the seal, Ahiah's living seal. See, notice at the top, it says, let me show you what type of seal this is. And having the seal of the living Yah. That means they're going to live eternal. That's what the seal is being put here. You got eternal life. That's what that is, y'all. But it's not here on the skin. It's their spiritual head is sealed. You get what I'm saying? It's their spiritual head sealed, not their natural. Y'all seal is not like you see it on my forehead. It's a seal in the spirit. And how you know is the way you talk and how you serve and worship him and how you put him first. He's always on the top. He's always the first. He's always the last. He's always everything in between. You give him all the power. You give him all the glory because he's giving it to you to know who he is. They'll never wake up. They can't be awakened. See, their awakening is flesh. That's why they're talking stupid. They don't have the awakening in the spirit realm. So they got to talk stupid in the flesh. And that's how they deceiving the other ones. So it's almost like people need to start really checking themselves to really realize, baby, you born to do what you're doing. Nothing. And if you're deceiving the world, don't think that higher than Lucifer from heaven for you to deceive them. See, you see the power, y'all. So what we sitting here talking, and I'm sitting here showing you right here in Revelation how he loosed this and loosed that. Look at the seal. The seal. Now listen to what it says. Verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living Yah. That's eternal life, y'all. That seal represents eternal life, and it is to be sealed on those that are the servants of Yah. You think for 1 minute, people, how just would that be for him? Here it is. I'm trying to do what he put in me to do, and this person over here ain't doing nothing but just sitting here keeping up trouble. And we both gonna enter into the kingdom because we the children of Jacob. We the Israel and Judah. It don't make sense. Heavens is not built up. Heavens and the kingdom of heavens don't have trash in it. It don't have just anything in it. Check it out. It don't just have anything. That's how, that is the fruit. Somewhere they got it bent, calling all everything else the fruit. The fruit is what is, a highest fruit is spirit, you guys. It is not materialistic things. Building a building, having 1 million likes, having 1 million subscribers, having a million church members, having a plane. No, that's not it. So how is it that if what he put in me and what I'm saying, and then you got somebody over here hanging out on the streets, or not even say they hang out, got a church, drink like a fountain, curse like a curse like a Satan, but then you gonna go to the kingdom. Wait a minute, come on now. It don't make sense, y'all. But I thank the Father for making this revealed, because I want you to circle that and let them live a lie. You all circle that in your Bible. Let the people live a lie. So when people come talking about, but now the whole house of Israel is going to be saved, let them, you sit there and show them there. The one that was sealed was the servants of Ahiah, not the house of Jacob's children and Abraham's seed. No, it was those that were in the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah that were servants of the Most High. Like who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That answers the question. Because it's telling you right there, the servants of Ahiah. The first thing they'll say, the 144 is the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, and this one. No. No, it's not. It is the servants of Ahiah that was sealed. It just so happened he was sealing those that are in the 12 tribes. Now, as you keep on reading in the Bible, you will also hear about others that's not in the tribe entering into eternal life. Here he's just said, put this seal on them. You see, he's sealing his. Why? Because you gone. They gone. You see what Sister Deborah tell you? What did Sister Deborah tell you all? Just because you destroyed here, don't mean you destroyed in the spirit. Look at your Father sealing you. You see what I'm saying? His seal only can seal your inner man, not your outer man. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, your outer man is destroyed, but your inner man is sealed. Do you get it? Don't that make sense? Your inner man is sealed, which is your spirit that abide in a higher spirit. It's sealed. That's why it ain't gonna be no big old seal on your forehead where everybody can see it. It's a seal in the spirit. So remember how I was telling y'all, if we respect his judgment and his curse and salute it as his will for us because of what we did and our forefathers have done, and repent, then what? Even though we gone here, we are sealed, and it's going to help us stand. You see, isn't that beautiful? You guys, isn't that beautiful? And see, if people don't even understand, he ain't even came got us yet, but he got he and sealed. It makes perfect sense, don't it? You see how far people are lost? This is why Sister Deborah said they sleep. It's beautiful. I try to tell y'all that when I was trying to say Deuteronomy 28. A lot of people look at it at that and they won't teach it. They won't preach it. They won't teach the end game nor preach the end game. But the truth be told is, baby, take me to the end game. End game this thing up. End game this thing down. Because I can be destroyed here, but my Father has sealed me here in my spirit being. And that is what is going to be taken out of here. You see, so that's we got them bent, y'all. We got them bent because those that are all bent up and crooked has taught us. And let me tell you something, even in the midst of their so-called awakening, they still keep putting us asleep and in darkness. They ain't taught us nothing no different or no better than the heathens and the Gentiles and the Catholics and the Christians and all these other Jehovah's Witnesses. They ain't taught us no different. Why? Because we still rest in darkness. We still sleep. And I just give all, I like to say, Father, Ahaya, Ahaya, I give you all praise and glory and honor, because that is such a beautiful revelation in Revelation 7 and 3, because it opened up a whole new book, because you're talking about your servants. You ain't talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's. You're talking about your servants, because your servants were sealed before the foundation of the world, meaning they were in the Lamb Book of Life before the foundation of the world. So therefore, they were predestined. They were ordained. And you're sending them same ones down here with a purpose. And when we get down here, guess what? He ain't looking for us to be perfect. We were perfect before we came down here. And we're going to be perfect when we return. How you like them now? And no man, woman, no heathen Gentile is going to be able to interfere with the fact that we still going to make it back to where we come from. Praise the mighty God. They got them bent. And they, in the midst of their sleep, they haven't awakened. And they got him messed up from the floor. But he said, okay, Deborah, I'm through with it. And that's the part where I say also in Revelation, what did we go over? Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. That's what Bill Gates was talking about. That's what Bill Gates was talking about. And like I said, in all these verses I gave you, Zechariah chapter 6, verse 1 through 5, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 21 and through 22. And the head verse is Revelation 6 and chapter 6 and verse 8. That is what Bill Gates was talking about, them doing to the animals. And he was talking about something about them breeding them. They cloning that mess. They doing all kind of things. But let me get y'all to understand this. Stop thinking that the Father don't have the beginning to the end. The Father has the beginning to the end and anything in between to come try to touch that. He got it too. We need to put him there where he is already at, instead of trying to bring him low down to where we at. You can't do that. Just keep him where he at, way above us. Everything he does perfect, excellent, wonderful, great. Even if he do let the beast and the Antichrist have their day. Proverbs 16 and verse 4, I created the evil for the days of wicked and evil. How you like him now? That's the one you need to be fearing. The one that created it all. Oh, no, they ain't going to do that. They ain't scared of him. That's how they have gotten away with disrespecting him for so long, because they don't have no fear in them. They don't know nothing about him. So if anybody have any questions, you can bring it forth if you have any questions, and you might even have answers. So that's the message for today. So you go over Revelation chapter 6, verse 8 first, and you see where Bill Gates was talking about they finna start vaccinating the animals And he started laughing. Y'all should sing that grin. It'll blow your mind. But see, I caught it. And that's what kind of made me kind of know he didn't. And I began to blame the whole world, y'all. I began to blame the whole world on what he did, what he said. I said, Father, he on there telling this. He said, Deborah, come on here, girl. Go on to Revelation. Go on, get up in there in Revelation. Go to Revelation 6 and go to 8. Now read it. I said, but Father, here it is right here. He said, don't you know I have to release anything for them to take anything? Okay. You say, you bet it was wicked. Yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that. I didn't think it was real. But he collapsed. Now, let me explain something to you. What people don't want to do and they won't accept because they don't want to hear the servants of the Most High warn people. So when these things come up on you, you're already ahead of them. Oh, it's all well. I knew that was going to happen. Bill Gates and them had already announced to you all, everybody who got the V had up to 2 to 3 years. They announced that. And I can't understand why people are not getting. They had already told us that. That's what they said. So when you see these people dropping, it is not something that came just today. This is something that they said when they first started handing out the shot. And it was the elites and Bill Gates. And I don't know if his wife, I don't think his wife said it. But Bill Gates and there was some other guy. They were saying that you're not going to see the effect until between 2 to 3 years. And that's why the people are dropping dead, because that's another part of the horse in Revelation. See, I was just talking to the pale horse in verse 8, but you got to understand in chapter 6, verse 8, that was just the pale horse. You got to understand what other horse that was? The white horse. You got to understand the black horse, okay? You have to understand the red horse. These are all coming to kill, steal, and destroy. And even one of those are the virus and the vaccine that they gave. So what I'm saying is, just because when Sister Deborah titled this message, Never Will Awaken, it's got so much power in it, y'all. It is a lot of power in it, because even like you were saying that he fell and he died. But listen to this. When he died, that is exactly what the elites, UN and Bill Gates and them already knew. They even decided to help out everybody. They helped everybody out by starting it's not even a movie. They put it on there about what's that? What is it? Sudden death. See, they already knew that this was the outcome of this V. It's sudden death. They told them. I remember when they first time I giving it to people, they're gonna have in between 2 years to 3 years. But no one wants to hear it. No one wanted to listen. And all the people that was in sports either had to get the shot or lose out. They had to, they wouldn't play. You see? So is it going to affect some different than others? Yes. But I think that they have already counted that number of how many of them that's going to drop. That's why they gave themselves up until the 2025 that all is well. Everything will be done with. The population would be cut in half, where they can now control. You see, but right now they can't control it because there's too many people. So they got to cut it out. They got to cut it down so that the one world system can fully take over and be able to handle half of the population on the earth. Now, 50% of the population on the earth, that's a lot of people, y'all. That's a lot of people. So, sudden death. I don't know if you heard about that. The sudden death. It's a little thing that a little movie thing they got on, and everybody over the world is talking about it. No one is giving it any thought to who put this up here. And how did they know that these people was going to do this? They already know it. And it's many more is going to drop right along with him. Many more. Many more. And everybody that they said that has suddenly passed away, guess what? They are all listed in having the B shot. Mm-hmm. Yep. They announced it. I remember it. And even then I was going to the Father. Why ain't nobody? I said, Father, why are these people doing all this stuff and ain't nobody saying nothing, Father? How could they have the power to do this? And there's so many of us and not one person saying anything throughout this whole virus and all. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all where mine started. This is gonna mess y'all up. I went into a lot of. Wait a minute. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. It's when they took everybody home through foreclosure. That right there bothered me mentally. It didn't make no sense. How could you do that? How could that be done? How could they have the power to do that? Very handful of people taking all these people in this country's houses, foreclosing on it. It didn't make sense. 9/11, I'm looking dead at it. Having the spirit of discerning, I shot straight into it and can be able to tell you from the beginning to the end of it what it was all about. That was this country here did that. This country did that. No other country. This country. This country set that up. And look how they orchestrated it for the foreigners sacrificing because they were partaker. When they come into UN, it's all the nations coming together. So you see, when they plot something, they plotted. But the United States knew that was they but you didn't see nobody question this country. Nobody. That's to me bothered me. 9/11, the foreclosure, and a couple of other things bothered me throughout my life, trying to figure out why is it people are not saying anything. What that leads me to understand the higher power. You see, he got the time. He ain't got time for you to say nothing. His will got to be done. Let's set an example. Here he is at the feast, the last feast, and he at the table. And the betrayer is right there on the side, and Peter on this side, and they all laying down. All of a sudden, he knew that the betrayer had to go. He said, go quick. Go now. For the hour is near. When that hour is near, it's saying, you better get up and get on out of here and go and betray me. My Father's time is at hand. You see what I'm saying? So that's the same way it is when you're seeing these things and all these things are happening. Is we on his time? We in that hour, y'all. We running up on the minutes. Yes, it's called sudden death on Rumble. Yeah. Now the thing about it, you wonder out of all these. Now see, this is where it's at. If Sister Deborah were to get on here and talk about people dying from that, they would put me out. Now it's so open. This here came out and it's telling on them that they put something in the V and ain't nobody saying nothing. They saying everybody that suddenly died is coming from the V and they know it now. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what it reminds me of. You know what it reminds me of? Job. It reminds me of Job. You notice Job say, ye though I trust thee, ye though thou slay me. This is what he was saying to the Father. Ye though he slay me, Yah, yet I will trust in thee. Why didn't he say, ye though Satan slay me, or the wicked and evil slay me? No. He said, ye though thou slay me, yet I will trust in thee. Praise the mighty Yah. Going back to what Sister Deborah said, Ahia is the first and the last say so of any and everything. So when you see how Job said that, and you have all these pastors teaching that he was out of his mind. No, 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 no. You out of yours. You've been out of your mind for quite a long time. You see? You sleep now, but you in the grave and you still sleep. You see? Because Job knew exactly what he was talking about. Why? Because Satan didn't do anything to him. What you mean, Deborah? Satan didn't do anything to him. Satan knew that that was the Father's right hand that touched Job. It was not him. See, when the Father touched Job, that was it. Satan's own. And that's what is going on now, you guys. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. That'll help you walk in the light more better. And it'll help you run this race. It'll help you in spirit and truth. When you know where the power of his right hand rests, in any and all things, he controls it all. He has the first and the last. If he sit and tell you, I created evil and wicked for the days of evil and wicked, you respect that. I curse you. You respect that. You don't go saying, they did that, they did that, they doing this to it, they doing this, they gonna do this, do they do? No, 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 no. Those are people who sleep in the spirit and deceive in the flesh. So that's where we're at today. That's where we at. Everything. I like that too, Job. I like that. I like how Job said that, because he sent a message in the early game, early in the game, and they still missed it. But I didn't. I can tell you when I did it. That was probably like 1984. I was teaching my kids Bible class, and we covered Job. And I was trying to figure out how did everything about Job fit in such a perfect category. See, a lot of people didn't know that Job had 7 sons. Each son had their day. There's 7 days in a week, and each son had a feast, like a party, like feasting every day. Each son, 7 days, 7 sons had their day. But what did they do? They invited their daughters, their sisters over. So with that much partying, you know what they were doing, right? I'm sure y'all probably do. So I didn't get to teach that to my kids that way, but the Father revealed it to me. So 7 days, this is what they were doing. Okay. So they were doing things that didn't have anything to do with the Most High or higher. You see what I'm saying? So they wasn't what Job was, but yet a higher kept them. And they inherit everything he inherited except for eternal life. They wasn't righteous. They wasn't righteous. They was doing something, y'all. You got to read it and get it. It'll mess you up. Because I said, that's why you gave Job so many cattle. He was rich when it came down to cattle. I say, because you knew that this day, which he knows all things, did you all know for each child that Job had, every morning he would wake up and sacrifice a cattle for each child? So how many would it be? Let me see how many know. How many was he sacrificing a day? Naughty, exactly, naughtiness. How many cattle were Job sacrificing a day on behalf of the sin that his children was committing? And guess what Job said? Job said, my children might have sinned. That was wrong. That was wrong. Because if you thought they might, why was you sacrificing on their behalf every early morning? How many did he sacrifice? Anybody know? Look at somebody looking in the book. Somebody looking in the book. How many did he sacrifice? Anybody know? How many was how many Job was sacrificing? Huh? I got it, but I'm trying. I want to make sure I got it. How many? Anybody know? Come on now, you guys. Tell me how many was sacrificed. How many the Job was sacrificing now? Huh? Come on, somebody. Now it's frozen. Now nobody don't know that one. Come on now, y'all. How many cattle sacrifices that Job was getting up in the morning to sacrifice? Woo! A day. A day. Huh? Oh, that's a lot. A day? Come on. Woo! Somebody said thousands. We speaking of one day. Okay, let's find out first. What did he do in the morning? Um, let me get where he. Okay, y'all ready? Come on, somebody better give it to me. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you 3 more minutes. How many did he sacrifice a day? Early in the morning. And you gonna tell me, for a righteous man, how many? You still ain't giving me the number. You saw it in there, but you still didn't give me the number. How many? Nope. Nope. And this is why I was explaining to you all, when you got pastors and bishops and people who are leading large number, very good, 10. There you go. There you go. Because it said, for each one of them, he sacrificed for each one. Just imagine how long he had to do that, y'all. Who wants to get up in the morning and do that? So that's why that burden was taken from him as well. Not because of that. Right. It was 10. Exactly. 10. Just imagine getting up early in the morning to sacrifice 10 of your money. But that's right. 7 sons and 3 daughters. So he had to sacrifice 10. And it says it in verse 5. It says for Job, let me see where it says. Job chapter 1 verse 5. For it was so, when the days of their feasts were going about, see, he knew they were doing something they ain't got no business doing, that Job sent and sacrificed them and rose up early in the morning and offer a burnt sacrifice according to the number of them all. And this is what Job said. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed are higher in their hearts. So what did it says? Thus did Job continually. See, he had to go every morning, y'all, and sacrifice really his income, burning it up, because he felt that that's what he would offer to God for their sins. Now, you know he couldn't live a life like that. You can't live a life doing that every day. He'd be dead before you know it. Every morning waking up, he ain't gonna have no more substance. He ain't gonna have no more substance. If he keep on doing that for them, they party hardy, and he's running over there burning them up every morning. Every day. Yes. And what I didn't like, it says in verse 4, and his sons went and feast in their houses, every one his day. 7 sons had a day, 7 days, and sent and called for their sisters to eat and drink with them. You see what I'm saying? It's some things that was going on. So don't let nobody tell you. Anytime you start entertaining and feasting and drinking, it's levels it takes you to. You know how some people say it's okay to have a glass of wine, and I think that it is, but not when you drinking strong drinks. It leads to an addiction that you will never own up to. Let's put it like that. Addiction to alcohol is very, very powerful addiction. It's one that you don't own up to. People can drink for 60 years and still say they don't drink, they don't get drunk, or they're not an alcoholic. So it's a spirit that tells you that you're not, but you constantly keep drinking. So how is it that you think that the Father find pleasure in you bringing strong substance in your temple? It doesn't make any sense, you guys. It doesn't make any sense. And it's like anything else we would bring to the temple where he abide. He can't abide in us if we bring in things like that into our temple. We lying on ourselves and to others. He don't dwell there. Because he said before he allow you to do that, he'll take your tail up out of here. Why is you going to do that? Why are you going to do that, Father, y'all? Why are you going to do that? He said, Deborah, I take them out before I allow them to disrespect my temple, because that's where I'm at, Deborah. And before I let them get to that level, I take their tails out. So a lot of people that you know, that you knew that you, and I remember they used to be like this. I knew they was in it. They was right. They did things, but they died and they start drinking. That's because he takes them out. He told them, he said, before I allow you to bring that to my temple, to the temple of Ahiah that rests therein, I'll take you out in the body. So you can be saved in the spirit. Now you tell me, that just? When you call that just? When you call that just? What you say on here? What do you think the sons were doing? What do you do when you invite women over and you feasting and drinking? You really think that's what it's about? What I couldn't teach my children it, but we studied Job right here today. Many churches don't understand what you all just mentioned. Job was getting up early in the morning, sacrificing 10 every day, burning his money up, because they were his substance. They were burning them up. 7 sons matches 7 days. What was it that the daughters were joining the sons? Why couldn't Job be honest? You see what Job lied? You see in verse 5, Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed Ahiah in their heart. How? Because they just feasting? Come on now, y'all. Come on, wake up to the reality. Because they just feasting, drinking and eating. That's cursing Ahiah. Come on now. In their hearts. You know what? They was doing more than that. Along with the sister. That's why he was burning for the sisters too. So if it wasn't just the sons, but it was the sisters too, they was doing things that people normally do when they constantly come together every day like that. They're not coming and to just sit down and drink and eat and everything's Yankee Doodle Dandy. No. Use your spiritual mindset and let the Ruach reveal to you exactly what they were doing. There was things they were doing because Job didn't even own up to the truth. What you mean they may have sinned? Why are you burning all that crap if you didn't think they were sinning? So why are you saying they may? It may be that my sons have sinned. Ain't no maybe nothing. You righteous. Tell the truth and shame the devil. That's why your butt getting up every morning, sacrificing, 10 of your money. And don't tell him how long he did it. And if the Father said 7 days, come on now, y'all. Where's the Sabbath day in there? Come on now. Talk now. They doing things beyond. And you can just imagine if you took that today. Ain't no 7 men going to be inviting 3 women, which is their sister, over to a house 7 days a week and no telling how long that been. That means they never stop drinking. They never stop feasting. Come on. Come on. Even when he said it's going to be like the days of Noah. Feasting. That's what a lot of these churches and a lot of these camps and a lot of these Hebrew Israelites groups does. A lot of feasting. How you say, what's all that about? That's remind me of Noah. Back in the days of Noah. Doing things that don't have nothing to do with me. And that's why they want to hook you all, and you all don't know it. They want to hook you all on this feasting and feast day and this gathering. Hey, wait a minute, hold up. You ain't even in spirit and truth. You don't even have a light. You don't even know who us is in Genesis 1. You don't even know his name that followed Yeshua. You don't know it because you never knew who he was. You never was even able to fear him because you never knew who he was. Anybody in the live chat, why will someone fear Ahiah? Why will someone fear Ahiah? Can anybody answer that? Why would someone fear Ahiah? Anyone know? Why would anybody fear Ahiah? Why would they fear Yahuwah? Why would they fear the Creator? Why? What will make a person, there you go, his power. You just said it. That's it. You got it. Once you come to the understanding of his power, hey, that's something to be feared. You should fear him because of his power. But because they don't know his power, they never knew his power, even in his righteous will, they still didn't know it. His perfect will, they didn't know it. And here we are today, they still don't know it. That's why they don't fear it. When people teach that, and I hate to hear them talk about it, I really do. The problem we have today, our people just don't fear Yah. Our people don't fear Yah. You don't fear him either, because if you knew who he was, see, you don't even know who he is. So how can you fear that which you know not is? If you miss Genesis, you see why I tell you all they missed Genesis 1 and 2? That's how they missed it. They don't know where the power is at, or where it was, and where it shall be. They still running in circles, dead sleep, chasing their tails. That's what they doing, chasing their tails in circle. That's why they repeating every video they didn't have. They just repeating it over and over and over. No light in it, no spirit and truth in it, no direction to the narrow gate in it, no nothing but the word. That's why they can't say nothing about the power, because they don't know nothing about it. And when, like he said, when he told me, he said, Deborah, if they don't know the, he said, if they don't know the power, then they don't know nothing. And they trying to catch up with the name. Baby, wait a minute, hold up. The name rests in the power. So how do you know the name and not the power? You see it? You see, do y'all get what I'm saying? You see how bent people are? They can't even fear the power. Ahiah let us know those that are of him fears him. Why? Because they know the power. nothing else worth fearing. The power itself. Let's say, for instance, somebody come in your house and they stronghold you, or they knock through the door down with that power. They knock it, and you just fearful because you fearful for what they're doing. They're doing things that's scaring you. Okay, how is it the people don't have a fear of Yah? So that's why they doing and disrespecting him, dishonoring him, profaning his name. That's why they were doing all of that, because they had no fear of him. They don't have none today. The Hebrew Israelites started their awakening with no fear. So if you have no fear, then you don't know about the power. I'm talking about the real power, y'all. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm talking about the real power. So you have to be fearful. What is it about Ahia? Do he say, fear Yah? For what? Why I need to fear you? You so loving, they say. You so grace and mercy. You so giving. You a comforter. You're a teacher. You're a revealer. You got so. This is what they say. Oh, he loves everybody. Where is the fear? You ain't gonna find it, because they don't know where it's at. If you don't know the power, you ain't gonna have no reason to fear. And that's what's going on with all the mega churches, all these camps, all these churches, all these people at their houses trying to teach these people from a distance. Look, y'all, Sister Deborah is going to put up her other videos, and I'm doing that because what I feel that's coming. Okay, so I've heard from several people that they like the idea of going through those videos and looking at them until they complete them all. And I thought that was really neat. So I'm going to drop all of them, reopen all of them so they can be up, because what they're going to do is they're going to bring us back into this same thing, but it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. They ain't coming around the second time, patty caking and patty caking. They coming around. That's why the Father is letting me be locked in, because I'm going to be here, y'all. I'm going to be here. So he said, I want you to understand now. This is Revelation then told you, and 6 and 8 then told you, right? He said you went to Leviticus 26 and 21 and through 22, right? So you know I deal with the beasts of the land, the power. So when you heard Bill Gates say that, you know what? Now it makes me say, oh, okay, I see you in it. I still see it. What am I seeing, y'all? I'm seeing that power. I'm seeing that power still orchestrating even Satan in what he's doing. You see? He ain't let him just do any and everything. And I know what I was going to tell y'all. I'm trying to find the verses that said it. One thing I'm going to tell y'all, the reason why we're wrong. We are so wrong. Because I'm going to tell you what I learned as a prophetess in the wilderness. And y'all don't know this, but my arms got chills on it right now. Because it's coming to me. Want me to tell y'all something? Let me tell y'all something. It is a beautiful thing. We just read Revelation 7. And Ahia was saying in Revelation 7 that he asked them to seal with the living Yah. The living Yah has a seal. He had the angels to seal the servants of Yah. Notice he said the servants of Yah in their forehead, in their minds, their spiritual mind. You all, a couple of days ago, I had to sit with my mother. She's 60. I think Mama's 66, 67. I mean, 60, 86 or 87. And she was just thirsting for truth, y'all. I ain't never seen an elderly woman thirst for truth. And I just felt so sad for her, because she was really thirsting it. But it made me feel so good that she thirsts, because Ahia said, he that thirsts for righteousness shall see the kingdom. Hallelujah. And she was just thirsting for it. She was yearning for it. And here I'm looking at how he said seal. He didn't say the tribe of Judah, I mean, or the Israel or Jacob. He didn't say that. He told them the servants that rest in these tribes. You get it? He didn't tell him to seal all them tribes, all those that's in that tribe. He said seal the servants of Ahiah. See, they can't take the living seal of Yah and go seal in the whole house of Israel and the whole tribe of Judah, because he didn't tell them to do that. He said seal the servant. So you see how the camps have lied to these men that all the house of Israel is in that 144. See, they done messed these men head up, and it's gone. It's over. It ain't no help for them. They sleep. They sleep in their unrighteousness. Okay. But this is the part that I want to leave you all with. And I'm gonna cover this here again. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sister Deborah then told y'all about what took place before the foundation of the world. Sister Deborah then told you where we at and where we're going and many other things. But I want to say something to you all. I want to show you the grace and mercy and the give and gave the Father has given us today. Today, yesterday, and the days to come. No one never gave it a thought. Sister Deborah have, because even giving you all this message, this brought my heart to this here, and I'm getting chills. He said, Deborah, you notice I still charge them to tell you all up front. And what is that called? He always said what I used to tell y'all, keep the light on. Ahiah has charged Satan, whatever you do in the dark, you leave a light on. Do y'all understand that? Ahiah has told wicked and evil, when I loose it, you do what you want, but you better leave a light on. The light is for the servants of the Most High Ahiah, the righteous ones that's branded for his name's sake. He charged Satan, wicked and evil, that they must leave the light on for them. Let's say, for instance, if you see how black this phone is, you see this here? It's black, right? You see it? Now, say, for instance, if you saw just a little bitty light right here, just a pin needle of a light right here, and all this is black, and there's a pin needle of light, that's still okay. Sister Deborah will look at it. Oh, I see a light. That's who the Father is. For his, you leave that light on so they will know. Satan them know already, Ahiah's, we have to leave the light on. So when you see them, and when I see them, I'm going to show you another example. This is where, you know how Sister Deborah say that she knows that she is branded for his name's sake because he told me? And you know why I know that I am sealed in my forehead? Because listen to this here. I used to it's been 2 years now. I used to tell you all, they got to leave the light on no matter what they do. They got to leave. Do y'all remember me talking about that? Leaving the light on? He always tell them to leave the light on. I don't care. You can do what you want to do. I didn't release it, but you leave that light on. That light is for those who are in spirit and truth. Remember them servants he told to seal in the forehead? The reason why he's sealing them in the forehead is because they're going to be destroyed, y'all. Remember I told you in Deuteronomy 28, mentally they're going to be destroyed. So he's telling the angels, the angel to seal them with the living Yah. That means because you dead in your flesh, don't mean you dead in your spirit. So that spirit going to override that flesh. You see? Which it has the power to do. But he tells them, no matter what you do, leave the light on. So for me, that's pretty good for me, because now I see and I fully now understand why is it I've been hooping and hollering for the last 3 years about why are they doing this and ain't nobody saying nothing, Father. Nobody's preaching it, nobody's teaching it, nobody's ministering it, nobody ain't saying nothing, Father. How is they doing all this right up in everybody's face and they don't see it? How many times have I told y'all, look at what they doing and they don't see that? These men out here killing these women, they don't see that. Every time I used to get on here, it was nerve bothering to see these things that I was seeing. I felt that I was in it alone. I even talked about it because nobody else seems to see what I was seeing. And as they consent, the country was doing this and doing that. Why y'all can't see that? Why are they doing that and ain't nobody saying nothing? Why are y'all going to get these shots and nobody saying, hold up, question? Why ain't nobody question nothing? Because the light is only for he that's in the light, that walks there in the light. You see? That talks there in spirit and truth. So when I say keep the light on, it ain't for the world. It's for a highest appointed, anointed one, his servant. So Satan has been charged to leave it on. So remember, what did I tell y'all? When I first started, I said Bill Gates was talking about vaccinating the animals with that that stuff that they put in everybody, putting that in the food, in the cattle. And he smirked and laughed. And I said, what did I tell y'all? Ooh, that hurt me so bad. I said, that hurt me. And then the Father took me to Revelation to wake me up. He said, come on back here, babe. He doing what he's supposed to do. He left that light on for you. I'm like, wait a minute. Here it is in Revelation. Thank you. So therefore, what he's doing is still what the heavens is loosing. But he wants him to leave a light on so I can understand that I'm walking here in the world, even though I'm not of the world, and I can see in this pitch darkness. Why? Because I have the light. You see? I could see. And it was bothering me. He said that because I was like, how can you stand on, I said, Father, how can they stand on nationwide television and tell the people they're going to kill everybody? And nobody says nothing. This one audience stood up and started clapping. Whoa, how can they do that? He said, Deborah, to them, it's wicked and evil, and they fulfilling their wicked and evil. But to you is to know truth. You rest in the light. So therefore, you keep running in that lane. That lane, the only reason why you can keep running in it, in spite of the darkness, you still know the way because you got the light. And evil has to leave the light on for someone like me, that I may see. You see? So he told me, and I don't know, it's a lot of y'all been on here for a long time when I was talking about that. Remember we were stuck on all the way, keep the light on, leave the light on. Remember that hotel, Motel 6, leave the light on? Remember every time I used to teach, I said how the Father charged Satan to leave the light on? That's because I could see straight through stuff. So therefore, I was like, I can see through the evil. Why ain't nobody else looking at this? Why y'all can't see this? You don't see what they doing. Now, see, I am telling y'all what Bill Gates said they finna do to the food. Why ain't nobody else on here preaching and teaching that? Why ain't nobody standing on mountains proclaiming it? Why ain't countries going up against it? Because it's not for them. It's for he that is branded for his namesake, because I'm here, a place that I didn't think I would live to see. Why? Because I thought all the stuff he was teaching me since I was a little girl was just giving me information, but I didn't know I was going to live to see it. I didn't know I was going to walk therein, but here I am. And then when he told me, I have branded you for my namesake, I have given you the spirit of endurance. I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. Yes. But yeah. And you know what? What's that other death suddenly? Sudden death. It's something like that. A lot of them, you go on there and they was talking about a lot of them that are passing away, but that's what we were covering on here. How Ahia has already released it to be known that heaven has loosed it onto the earth, and Satan can take it and do and run as they please. So the sad part is about it was the father was telling me that even before this, mine went back. So I said about 2004, but I was talking about the foreclosure and the 9/11. But the father said that the things that he releases from heaven, Satan can take it and run the way that he desires. Because once the father release it, then they can take it and do as they please. Now, they have always kept the light on. 2 years ago, they told everybody. I even remember teaching it. They told everybody loud and clear, when you get the shot, people subject to start dying out of nowhere within 2 to 3 years. They said it before they start shooting everybody. They warn you. And now, sudden death. That is them giving you another light. That sudden death and these people dropping dead from what we warned you about, the shot itself way back. You didn't hear it then, and you don't hear now, because it was a warning. Sister Deborah is a living witness. They said it would take 2 to 3 years when you start seeing the results of people dying from that shot. And that's what you're seeing today. You see the light being left on, but the people don't take it. See, the people don't take it for what the Father has allowed, has charged Satan to do, leave the light on. They said that way back. It's a lot of things they did, and it's still today with me. I just can't see why the whole world don't say nothing. I mean, if you got, let's say, 1,000 elites, how can they override 300 million? But they doing it. They doing it. They controlling 300 million. You tell me if that's not deep. 1,000 is controlling 300 million. And the 300 million not saying a word. They lying on my Father. They profaning his name. They disrespecting him. They don't know nothing about this power. They have no fear of him. And the world been telling them everything every step of the way, because I'm a living witness. I've been hooping and hollering, just like I've been hooping and hollering about all these men in the tribe of Judah is killing these women. Nobody wants to say anything. You don't hear these men preaching it. You don't hear them telling it. You don't hear them pastors, bishops, apostles. You don't hear Farrakhan. You don't hear nobody talking about it. And I'm like, Father, am I seeing this? Only one seeing this? Yes. Because Satan has to leave the light on for you. For them, they can't see. What did he say? Seeing, they see not. Hearing, they hear not. Why? Because they're not of him. He hears his voice. You see, so people don't understand. You just can't make yourself who you are in him. You got to be for real or be fake. And that's everything makes so much sense when he told me to go to Revelation 6 and 8 to find out what Bill Gates was saying. I said, Father, okay, that's it. I've been all up in Revelation and I see all this stuff. I knew you was releasing it, but not to this capacity where it's plainly understood. He said, no, for you, yeah, you got it. Ever since this been out, this virus, this shot, I've been trying to piece things together. Why is it no one saying anything? Because heaven has orchestrated it before the foundation of the world. How you like him now? He needs to be feared. And that's why you don't have no fear of him. because no one knows his power. See, if they knew his power was the one that's going to release, that has released what's about to happen, then they'll get it right. But they looking at him like a man. They looking at him, oh, he's so grace and mercy, his tender care, his love and kindness. Baby, you don't know the one I know. You do not know the same. We don't serve the same higher. You serve something else, and I serve something else. And I don't have no. I don't feel nothing bad about saying that. I had to tell a couple of guys that, and they just heard one started crying. One started crying. Please, Miss Deborah, don't say that. Please don't say we serve two different gods. Yes, we do. I say, I'm sorry to tell you, we do. Until you come to know the one that I know, the one that I fear and need to fear, the one that I know that is who he said he is, the greatest, the excellent one, the perfect one, the best of the best, all power. And now it makes sense tonight, me just talking to you all, it makes me understand why is it there's no fear? Because they don't know the power. So tomorrow, that's what I'm going to cover. The reason why they don't fear him, because they don't know, they didn't know the power. They think they know the power, but they didn't know it. Because that same power, remember Yeshua said before he left, he said, the Holy Spirit shall come and it shall teach you all things. And one thing he said, you shall have power and you should do signs and wonders greater than the ones he did. What happened? Where are they? Nobody never talk about it, do you? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Nobody says nothing about it. Nobody even talk about his power. Nobody talk about who he is, period. They don't give him no glory. They don't give him no praise. They want it all for themselves on these YouTubes, these Facebook. They want their likes. They want their subscribers. That's what it is. Y'all didn't know that, did you? That's idling. That's idling when they getting all the praise and ain't nobody talking about my Father. But that's okay. I'm just so grateful. In Revelation chapter 7, he said, seal with the living seal of a higher in my servants. Thank you, Father, y'all. In my servants. He letting you know it's first spiritual and then it's natural. Now, you're going to take my spiritual seal and seal them in their spiritual forehead that's in the 12 tribes. But what they don't understand, that's just 144,000. Then listen to this. That's like 1%. The other ones, they had already been sealed already. You see? So what's so big about you? That's just show you he don't have no favor. It ain't no favor in nothing. And that's where they all messed up from the floor. Okay, we got how many minutes? 7 minutes for questions. No, they don't fear his power because they don't know it. They don't know his power. They don't know his power. They can you fear what you don't know? You see? And I think the reason why they can't fear it is because they don't know it. Now, see, that's one of his power. His wrath is his power. You know, he's coming to throw down. They don't believe that. That's going back to the power. They don't believe it. His love, there it is. And that wrath, that's his power. You're right. You are right. That's his power. That is so right. And they want to talk about his love and they want to talk about his grace and his mercy, his kindness. But wait a minute. Who are you talking about? See, they don't understand. They trying to not feel him because he don't want to feel them. And that's probably about right. You know what? I'm going to have to cover that. The fear is not there because, let me see, how I would say it. You can't fear the power. I'll come up with something. I'll come up with something. But that's where I'm at, you guys, as far as if you have any more questions or answers to some things, or you have any verses y'all want to go over right quick regarding the topic. I tell you all something. I said a lot of really powerful things tonight. I hope that you had a pencil and a piece of paper and wrote some of those things down. He came with a very quicken with Bill Gates, because I was like, no, he didn't do that again. Because Sister Deborah was getting frustrated with them being so open about what they're doing. And the world is like, oh, we glad you're doing it. Or no, don't have no movement about it. And here the prophet is in the wilderness saying, wait a minute, hold up. Do y'all see what's going on? No. We still committing sin, abomination, lust, wicked and evil. And we act like we don't see nothing. So he's sitting here releasing everything to Satan and the wickedness to perform it. And we acting like we ain't moved by it. So now what's going to happen? Let me see who's going. What's going to happen, y'all? If the Father is telling me in my spirit, Deborah, do you see they're not moved by it? He's saying that the 400 years didn't move them. Okay? Or the world and what they're doing. Nothing moved. It's always got to be something that caused them to really start to fear. You know, like a real hard earthquake where a lot of people lose their lives. Things that's out of man control. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking he's saying. Deborah, I'm going to, like you said, his wrath, that power is going to show up in a wrath form where people are going to be fearful of what has happened. I think that's where we're at as far as some things that's going to have to take place to bring us to that level of we're going to have to fear something. I know it. We ain't going to fear him, but we're going to fear something. We're going to fear that wrath like you was talking about. We're going to fear that wrath because we walking around here like we ain't got a care in the world and hey, just doing all kind of crazy things and don't have no fear. And don't think he has any power. Don't have no idea what his power is. It's just like everybody just out there, just lawlessness, he said, is abound because mankind's heart is cold. That's true. That is so true. That matched exactly what I'm saying. To the T. It's matching it to the T. And you sit, but the thing that I have, no, I ain't got no problem. Father, I ain't got no problem. You know I ain't got no problem. Because he just showed me what Bill Gates said. And when Bill Gates said it, he looked like he was smiling straight at me. And I got mad. I said, wait a minute, Father, did you see what he said? And that's why the Father took me to Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. Said that's what Bill Gates said. Bill Gates ain't said nothing that I didn't loose from the heaven. See, that's the thing about it. If Satan fears him to follow his will, what makes us think that we can buckle up toward everything that he stands for and everything he says to us and have said to us in time past? Oh, that's just how you see how bent up that is. It's messed up from the floor up. That's messed up. That's messed all the way up. And the same example I've given you all over and over and over. Satan had a lot of respect for the Father. Even when the demons saw Yeshua, look at the respect they had. You come before the appointed time. You come to destroy us before the appointed time. You see, respect. What do you think he was? What was they respecting? Who in the loud chat can tell me that? What was them demons respecting? Bet you can't tell me. Somebody gonna tell me anyway. What was those demons respecting? That power. That's right. That's right. That's why they was pleading with the power to let them go into the herd of pigs. They know what type of power Yeshua had. He had the Father's right hand, Christ, which is a homicide. And they asked him, please don't destroy us before the appointed time. Have you come to destroy us before the appointed time? They know Yeshua didn't have no power to destroy them, but they know he had the power with him. Why didn't Yeshua destroy them? Because Yeshua ain't on his time. He's on my Father's time. That's why. Yeah, you got the power, but not to destroy Satan, because Satan and his demons is on a highest time and not Yeshua's. Y'all didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that, did you? Because with me, if his tail come up there and start trying to call me out so that the others would know who I was, and he said, shh, told them shut up. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? Why was them demon? Why was he telling them to keep quiet? Y'all didn't know, did you? You still don't know, do you? You know why he was telling them to keep quiet? Because you wasn't supposed to reveal the Father's right hand, the power. They wasn't supposed to reveal the Son of Yah. You can reveal the Son of Man, but shut your mouth when you're trying to reveal the Son of Yah. That's what Peter did. And while Yeshua stepped back and said, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but the Father in heaven, not him that was on earth, which was Yeshua. He said, but the Father in the heavens. He was telling him, you got that power from there. He gave you that. I didn't give you that. You didn't get that on the earth. You got it from heaven. Ahia himself showed you that. That's the difference. So when these demons came, they were pleading with Yeshua in knowing that he had the power with him. Who was the power? The Son of Yah. That's the Father's right hand. So they were pleading, or you come to destroy us before the appointed time. Yeshua didn't have no power. Yeshua's mission didn't require him to use any power of Ahia to destroy Ahia's plan for Satan and his demons. So that's why he couldn't let them. Now watch this here. You see, he let them go into the pigs, and the pigs drowned, but the demons came out. Because Yeshua calling wasn't to destroy the demons before their appointed time. Even though he had the power, but it wasn't given to him from the Father to destroy them before the appointed time. Even though Yeshua had the power, he still has to rumble when my Father says so. He can't just do anything he wants. See, that's why I say people got my Father bent. You don't know who he is. You ain't gonna never know who he is, because you dead, sleep, and you ain't gonna ever awaken. Because we in that hour. We up on time. We down to the minutes. We going into the minutes. If you don't know his power and who he is and why he should be feared and who he is as the power, you lost. You lost. That's why I was explaining to you all a lot of things. Let's go there. Let's go there. When Yeshua, them demons came upon Yeshua. Yeshua was the topic. Okay? But you were to see the whole act of it. Let's say when you open up the Bible and you hear David, you hear Moses, you hear Solomon, you hear Abraham, that's what the people live on down here today. Everybody live on the flesh of man who played a role or who played a part in the Bible, the flesh. They never gripped the spirit and what the spirit was doing with the flesh and behind the flesh. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because they didn't want to give the power its due. They didn't want to give the power no due, none whatsoever. Let's say, just take one more. Abraham. Look at Abraham. When he was in the vision in Genesis 15, they never tell you where was Abraham at. Because they didn't want to give you the glory. They didn't want the glory of the Father to be recognized. They didn't want you to see the power. Abraham wasn't even in the natural when he believed. He was in the spirit realm. On holy. So those things that he had was already branded in him before he got down here. That's why the Father told him, I counted you already in for righteousness. Why man giving him, Abraham, glory already for nothing? You see, my Father's supposed to be getting the glory and the praise and the honor. See, we have forsaken him throughout that whole book. That's why I don't listen to him. I don't listen to them, y'all. I don't pay no attention to him. Because when you disrespect my Father in the heavens, you profane his name and you disrespect him and you don't worship and honor and put him on a pedestal 24/24, you ain't crap to me. You ain't worth hearing. You don't hear nobody giving him his props because they don't know him. That's why. They in so much pitch darkness, they ain't seen no light to give you any light, to no light. That's just how lost without a cause they are. They get in this book and they want to tell you what Enoch. Kick Enoch to the curb. He can't override my Father. I don't want to hear about nobody, Ruth and Naomi and David. And look, you got to see behind sin. If you can't see behind sin, you still lost and have not seen. He said, Deborah, they say they see. They cannot see. I said, I see they can't see, Father, y'all. He said, Deborah, they say they hear, but they cannot hear. And I said, Father, y'all, they sure can't hear, because I've been saying it for the longest. He ain't never lied. He ain't even built up on the lie, so he can't lie. Yeah, we lie. We lie. That's all we built up on. Lying. But he can't lie. Like they tell people the book. The book is not the word. It is inspired. It is written. When you see slanted words, that's the fingertip of the Father showing you, dig deep here. Look in here, y'all. Look at that. You see that word slanted? Dig in that. He's trying to show you the light in the mystery of things. They bypass all that. They want to tell you about Abraham and his wives, Jacob and his wives. And Jacob had a miserable life. Everybody walking around here, Jacob this, Jacob that. Baby, that man had a miserable life, and the women in his life and the children in his life as well. Go back out and read the true stories. And stop trying to put people on pedestals and make us all that and some. And we've been disrespecting the Creator since the beginning of time. I'm out. I appreciate everybody in the live chat. Oh, what you got? Isaiah 17 and 10. Let me see that one. Right. Wait a minute. Let me cover that. Let's 17 and 4 through 7. See, you all up in my book. I love Isaiah, because I think it has taught me a lot of things, revealed a lot of things, along with the Ruach HaKodesh. What's that? Isaiah 17 and 4. And in that day, hallelujah, in that day, y'all got to know, what did I tell y'all? In that day, we in that time period of the day, but we on that hour. We up in that. Okay, now watch this here. It shall come to pass that the glory of Jacob shall be made thin, and the fatness of his flesh shall wax lean. You know what that's saying? Do you know what that's saying when it's saying that? If you do, in the live chat, the one that put up Isaiah 17 and 4 through 7. And it shall be as when the harvestman gather the corn and reap the ears with his arm. And it shall be as he gather ears in the valley. Or what is that? Refap. Verse 6. Which one you got? Yeah, 7. Yea, gleaming grapes shall be left in it, as the shaking of an olive tree. 2 or 3 berries in the top of the uppermost, what's that? Broad. 4 or 5 in the outermost fruitful branches. thereof, said Ahiah of Israel. At that day shall a man look to his maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. Now, you see how he said that? When you read all of that, it was thinning down. He thinned it all the way down to the small remnant. From chapter 17, verse 7 to 4 through 7. He thinned that thing down. Lean, thin. He thin. Oh, he got the word thin here. Jacob shall be made thin. I didn't even know he had the word thin. And lean, wax lean. That means, like the 144, a small remnant. You see? But he said at the end, he says, at that day shall a man look to his maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. Guess why? Go to Isaiah 3. Let me show you why. When it's all said and done, in Isaiah 3, verse 25, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. Okay? Now drop down to verse 4, where all the men love. Watch this here. And in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man. Now, when you go back to here, it says in 7, and that day shall a man look to his maker, and his eyes shall have respect for the Holy One of Israel. Verse Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, we will wear our own pearls. Let us be called by that name. Guess what name that is? Holy. That man is going to be the only man alive. So if them women know in verse Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25, all the men is going to die by the sword and in the war. So once they see that one man, they want to be called by that name that he's going to be founded under, which is holy. That's why it says in verse 7, and that day shall a man take his own maker, shall look at his own maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. Why? Because he is going to be called holy. Ahiah is going to call him holy. And that's the name the women are going to want to take away their reapproach, the 7 women to one man. Let's go there. Isaiah chapter 3, chapter 4. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 3. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass that he that is left, that's the man, the one man, watch this here. He that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. That's the name the woman wants to take of the man, that it may take away her reapproach. It wasn't the flesh of a man to have him as her husband. They wanted the name holy. And then the father said to the daughters of Zion, I have purged thee, and I have judged thee. And for that reason, sisters, you're going to be called holy. Hallelujah. So it wasn't no 7 women to one man. You have to sick these men are. They long ways in the ocean, you guys. They drowning. They can't even see dry land. They are all too far in the deep. They can't even see dry land. So when you got 17 is kind of brushing up on that. It's actually saying, and verse 7, at that day shall a man look to his maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel in that day, because he's going to be left out of all the other men. They're going to be killed by the sword, and even the mighty men are going to be killed. That's what the Father is going to do, y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear that. And in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 3, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25, he tell the women, thy thy women. He said, thy women, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. They dying, y'all. So they can stand around and teach you all day and night how you don't have no problem. But he taking them out. He taking them out. Only one ain't gonna get taken out is those who have been sealed with the living Yah seal. And he called them his servants. These are the servants of the Most High or higher that are founded in the 12 tribes. Okay? And it's what you call a very small remnant. Very small. Yep. Isaiah 20. So see, they a lot of stuff they're teaching is kind of sad, but you got to have respect for a higher. He knows what's going on. He knows that people are teaching the way that they want and the way that they want to feel because they are chasing likes and subscribers. That's all that's important to them right now. Nothing else is important to people right now, but that which rests in the world. The wheat from the tares. So basically, judgment. Exactly. And you notice the wheat and the tare wasn't separating the heathens, the Gentiles, and the house of Israel, North Jerusalem. It wasn't it. He just automatically said the wheat and the tare. Because even when the servant asked him, do you want us to pour the tare from out among the wheat? What did he say? Nope. Leave them there. Let them grow together. I will do the separation. I separate them things. Why? Because heaven already separated them. He already done separate. That's why I say it's kind of strange even for me, because I think about people who role playing down here, who's really clowning. Do they understand the power of Yah is allowing them to clown? That's his permissive will. He's allowing you to clown because he already know you're already a clown. You came down here a clown. You ain't come down here to be his servant. You came down here to clown. That's why he allowed the elites to build these platforms. So you can clown up and clown down. And that's what you're doing. You're playing it for all this work. Because he said, build your treasures in the heaven. You ain't building no treasures in the heavens because you ain't teaching these people about nothing about the kingdom. You ain't even coming out the biblical in the kingdom. You ain't teaching them nothing about the kingdom of heavens. You ain't teaching them nothing about my Father and his power and his right hand, his stretched out arm. You ain't teaching them that Yeshua was the Son of Man and Yeshua was the Son of Man and Ahiah's right hand and power and spirit was the Son of Yah. They came to work the one mission, which is the one will of the Father, like Satan and his wicked. They come to work the wicked part that separate the righteous from the unrighteous. But they can't do it until the heavens release it. You see? What are we talking about? The power. We still talking about the power. That's why the power must be feared. Because it can do all kind of things. But they don't see it like that. That power ain't gonna do nothing to me. Oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. They think they so bad. They think they clowns, y'all. They're clowns in a circus. Okay, then you had Isaiah 17:10. Because thou hast forgotten Ahiah of thy salvation and hast not been mindful of the rock of thy strength. Therefore shall thou plant pleasant plants and shall set it with strange slips. Now, I didn't catch that one. Because thou hast forgotten the God of thy salvation. You know what I think? I think it's going to be, it's to the point where people who, but no, let me bump it up to 9. In that day shall my strong city be as a forsaken broth again, and a uppermost branch, which they left because of the children of Israel, and there shall be desolation. Oh yeah, he's talking about the children of Israel, because thou hast forgotten. Okay, there it is. Yeah, he's talking about the bird. He's talking about the children of Israel, because thou hast forgotten Ahiah, of salvation, and have not been mindful of the rock of thy salvation. Therefore shall thou plant pleasant plants, and shall set it with strange slips. Okay, let's see. That's 10 and Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, there go that. Oh yeah. Oh, you was just posting it based on what I was saying. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 4 and 1. So I hope you all got a lot out of it, and I wish you all would go to Revelation. Go to Revelation chapter 6 and 8, Leviticus chapters 26, verse 21 through 22, Zechariah chapter 6, verse 1 through 5. Bill Gates has announced that they will be injecting the meat with the vaccine. Okay. So I guess Sister Deborah gonna be eating beans. I guess so. So Sister Deborah, say it was good to see everyone, and I will be back tomorrow. I have to cover that power. Oh, I like to see what he got for me there. That would be a good message. What's that? Oh, her message not appearing on your live. Wow. Did they ban her? They do some silly stuff. They banned her. That's what they do. They banned her because of something she probably said. I think it was yesterday. But they do stupid stuff like that. That might be. All righty. Thank you. I appreciate each and every last one of you all. But you know what? I'm going to cover that power because there's something about that, y'all. That wasn't my topic today, but just that idea, I said something that I wonder if I should have. Because I said that how can you fear that which you know not? And if you don't know the power, how can you know Yah? How is it if you can't fear it? That's the only thing you can fear is Yah's power. So I'm gonna cover that. I'm gonna cover that tomorrow. So Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you tuning in, and I will be back. But let your sister know that they might have banned her. They might have banned her for something she said. Tell her, look on her, not on her, but on her. I don't know if you can look it up if you don't have a YouTube. But yeah, that's probably what they did. They probably what they did. I'm gonna go on mine and see if I can see what they did. There you go. You can't fear what you don't believe. That's the point. That's what. See, we weren't on that topic, but when I said it, it did something to me, and it just locked in. Because that makes a lot of sense. He said you have to fear him, but how can you fear what you don't believe or you don't know because you keep telling it the stories about every flesh in the book, and you don't tell the stories that behind the flesh is his power. You get what I'm saying? Behind all these people in this book is God's power. Why ain't we talking about that? Because if we learn of his power, we'll give him what? The glory. We'll give him what? The praise. We'll give him what? The honor. And we will fear him. But we don't know nothing about the power, so because we're so busy want to know how many wives Abraham had, how many wives David had. But this is the strangest thing because I had to explain it to my mother. Every time the seed did something, a higher always allow it to go up against the family. Just as he said to us, because of our forefathers. So you see that? Just like it, see there, yeah, that's something totally different. Now listen to this. It says we cursed because of our what? He didn't say foremothers. He said because of our forefathers. And if you do the search, you'll find out it really were the men. Okay. That's why they won't cover that, y'all. That's why they won't get in there. But they want you to shut your mouth so truth won't come out. They don't want the women to open their mouth. They want her to shut up. Now, how you going to tell a woman to keep quiet and keep silent? Because Paul said it, but now you don't even believe no word of Paul. It don't make sense. It does not make sense. Now, this is the thing. No, I better not get into that. I'll be here all night. So I'll see you all tomorrow. I come back on live tomorrow. So I would say I hope that you all got something out of that. Okay, that's okay. You'll catch us tomorrow. Or go back over it. But okay, then Sister Deborah said, shalom and shalom. But I'm gonna get on that power, y'all. I'm gonna get on that because you know what? Already in my spirit is I ain't gonna do it tonight. I got so much to do, but I can't do it tonight. I might do it tonight. I mean, as far as studying. But I say to you all, shalom and shalom.